Covenant is a full-service workplace mental health and wellness partner, helping organizations across the country strengthen the lives of their employees and the families they go home to every day. Your employee assistance program should raise the bar, not simply check the box. And Storyline Multimedia. Storyline is an Iowa City-based media company that creates high-quality video, photo, and audio for local businesses. They produce a number of great podcasts, including this one. If you're interested in sharing your story, please contact them at storylinemultimedia.com. And remember, your story matters. Hello, and welcome to the Leave Your Legacy Show. I'm your host, Kenyon Murray, and we have another solo podcast today. And this one is one that I talk to a lot of my life coaching clients about, because a lot of times we get to this point in our lives or our careers where we're searching for ourselves. Right now, my wife and I are kind of going through the empty nester phase, right? Trying to figure out what are we going to do today when we don't have kids at home. And sometimes you have to redefine your purpose. And I know we're not the only people that are going through this right now. And I think a lot of times your purpose changes depending on what phase of life you're in, what career choice you have, and then maybe some long-term goals. So we're going to go over 8 things that I believe can help you pursue your purpose, or at least figure out what it is. So number one, first thing you have to look at is self-reflection. And what are your values? So a lot of times when we talk about purpose, we talk about these things that get us up in the morning, that motivate us, right? Those are the things that, when I wake up, this is why God has me on the earth. But I think a lot of times we have to do a lot of self-reflection to even figure that out, right? What I found sometimes, and even in careers, is like people think that their goal is to, ascend and get to the certain point. But when you break things down and do a lot of self-reflection, sometimes it's not exactly what they think it is. A lot of people think that, hey, I'm going to get this job and I'm going to pursue this. And once I hit this threshold of income, I know I'm a success. But sometimes it's not the chase of the money. It's the chase of the impact. They want to continue to move up because they see themselves, if I move up, I'm going to be able to impact a lot of people. Now, a lot of times the income growth comes with that. But sometimes you have to strip it down and really ask yourself, what is it exactly that I feel my purpose is? So that's number one, self-reflection. Number 2, what are your interests? What things do you want to explore? Do you have a bucket list, right? One of the projects we're working on right now is a multi-use athletic facility in the city of North Liberty. Now, when people look at it from the outside, they'll say, oh, they have an AAU program, Murray Elite Basketball. This facility is all about what they're going to do for this basketball program. Well, in reality, the facility is all about how we can pool resources with other entities, other nonprofits, other business owners in the area, how we can pool these resources and then be able to distribute it to the people in our community that need them. So from the outside, it may look like our goal is to have this unbelievable facility so we can have top level basketball. But in reality, it's about how can we pour back into our community. Iowa's given me everything I have, my education, my sports career, my family. And so for me, it's all about giving back. So when I look at why I do what I do, when I look at the interest that I have, it's all about taking the blessings that have been given to our family and redistribute those same blessings to everybody else. So that's number 2, explore your interests and passions. So the third thing when you're pursuing your passion is set long-term goals. I think having short-term goals is great, but I think you have to look past that, right? Because if you're talking about a vision that you have, like this is what I believe my purpose is, and this is my vision. When you do these short-term goals, day to day, week to week, month to month, each one of those is going to lead to that long-term goal that you have. So when we're putting together a project like we are in North Liberty, we have a 5-year perspective, right? We look at where we want to be 5 years down the road, but we have to set these little goals before that, right? Okay, this is what we do in the next 6 months. This is what we do in the next year. This is how we're going to implement that. So there has to be short-term goals in order to get to what you believe your purpose is taking you to. And so remember that. The third thing is always set long-term goals. Number 4, seek meaningful experiences. So one of the things that you hear a lot is like, money can't buy this, money can't buy love, money can't do this. But the one thing that it can do is give you experiences. And I believe, and I know my wife believes this too, is our life should be about experiences, right? So for us, This project is more than bricks and mortar. It's about what kind of experiences can we create for the people that will walk in those doors. And those same experiences will be enriching to us. These same experiences will be pouring into our purpose, us helping other people. And with that, I think we have to go out and have certain experiences too, because the reality is if what we're doing does not create these kind of experiences for people, are we really having an impact? And sometimes we have to go on these experiences in order to understand what it is we're trying to build. So sometimes your experience is going to help you build and help lead you to the purpose that you're pursuing. Number 5, and I love this and I've already referenced it, build connections to your community. A lot of times our purpose in life is entangled or woven into the fabric of where we live, who we interact with, and the people that we touch and interact with every day. So does your purpose have you connecting with other people? Because when we talk about purpose, we're not talking about doing things for us in a lot of instances. When we say this is my purpose in life, you're probably going to be impacting other people. And so having a solid connection with your community and the people that you want to impact is a necessity. So that's number 5, build connections to the community. So now number 6, you have to embrace growth. You have to be a student all the time because there's going to be little roadblocks. Whatever you're pursuing, there's always going to be a roadblock. There's always going to be a bump in the road. Now, is that a bump that you can step over or is it a chasm that you have to go around? Either way, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to, learn from a mistake possibly. Maybe it was something that you did that created this chasm, that created this little bump. Okay, are you going to learn from that and then grow from that, right? Let's not repeat it. And so you have to be in a cycle of continuous learning and continuous growth. One of the things I tell people when we're talking about their own personal growth and development is that it's a continuous cycle because the things that help you reach whatever goal you have in one point of life is not going to help you in another point of life. I always say like what helped you at 15 is not going to help you at 25, is not going to help you at 45 and won't help you at 75. So you always have to be learning and growing. And so it's a continuous cycle that has to be that. And it's the same thing with your purpose because you may reach certain goals, but you're like, okay, there's got to be more. Okay, what's my purpose? So now it may be something that you've learned along the way, or maybe you've grown in a certain way, whether it's financial literacy or spiritually or whatever it is. You've grown in a different way that may veer you in a different direction. You're on that same pursuit. You have the same purpose, but it's just veered another way. And that can come from, like I said, the continual learning and growing, staying open and flexible. So number 6, embrace continual learning and growth. Now, number 7 is one that I have a hard time with, maybe not so much now that I used to, but you always have to focus on self-care. Now, you may have a very divine purpose. You may have like this, okay, these are the things or steps, this is my checklist, this is how I'm going to get there. But if you do that and don't take care of yourself, if you're always pouring into other people and no one's pouring into you, if you're always giving time to other people and you're not giving time to yourself, there's only one thing that's going to happen. You're going to burn yourself out. And then you're going to start questioning, is this really what I want to do? So remember, when you're giving and you're in this miraculous pursuit of all these great things, remember to take time for yourself. Because a lot of times that happens because our purpose is about the people around us. So often we forget about taking care of the person that we look at in the mirror. So remember, self-care is pivotal to not only your own health, your own growth, but it's also important for you to make sure that you can continue on this pursuit of your purpose. And lastly, this is probably something, especially I think for most of our Gen Zers, might be hard to absorb. But for us old fogies like me, be patient and be persistent because your purpose is your purpose and it's not a race, right? It's not a race. Take your time. Make sure you do the things that you're supposed to do. Don't skip any steps. And then be persistent because once again, like I said before, there's going to be roadblocks that come in the way. Are you going to let that roadblock stop your pursuit? No. So stay patient and stay persistent because the one thing that we know is when you're doing something good, there's always going to be something there to try and derail you. A lot of times we turn an anthill into a mountain. Don't do that. Stay patient, stay persistent, and you will fulfill your purpose. So those are my 8 things when it comes to pursuing your purpose. Now, some of you may look at it and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're probably right. But for me, these are some of the things that have really helped me be successful. I still have a long way to go. I'm still learning. And one of the things that I want to pursue, my purpose, is to be the best example that I can be for the people that I love and the people that I come in contact with. And so if that's your pursuit, you know what you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Make your list, check it off, and go do you. This is the Leave Your Legacy Show. I'm your host, Kenyon Murray. Until next time, let's keep connecting.